A pandemic is an epidemic that occurs on a large scale, and it usually crosses international borders, infecting people all over the world. The most fatal pandemic was the Black Death, also known as the Plague of 14th century. We humankind has proved that we can overcome these plagues of time and nature, and will evolve and keep evolving with the flow of time.
The symptoms included fever, bloody throat and tongue, and red skin. The disease weakened the Athenians significantly. As much as 2/3 of the population died. The symptoms included fever, sore throat, diarrhea, and if the patient lived long enough, then pus-filled sores. This plague continued until about 1800 AD. The symptoms included diarrhea, vomiting, throat ulcers, fever, and gangrenous hands and feet. There were recurring outbreaks over the next 3 centuries. The symptoms included enlarged lymphatic gland and is carried by rats and spread by fleas. Recurrences over the next 2 centuries killed about 50 million people. It is a slow developing bacterial disease that causes sores and deformities. It still affects tens of thousands of people a year. It was the most fatal pandemic recorded in human history, resulting in the deaths of up to 75 to 200 million people in Eurasia and North Africa. It is caused by bubonic plague. Research in 2019 concluded that the deaths of some 56 million Native Americans in the 15th and 16th centuries through disease may have altered the Earth's climate. This bubonic plague led to the deaths of 20% of London's population. This wave of the small intestine infection originated in Russia when 1 million people died. A vaccine was created in 1885, but pandemics continued. Starting from China and moving to India and Hong Kong, the plague claimed 15 million victims. The pandemic was considered active until 1960. Arriving during a measles outbreak, the royal party brought the disease back to the island. It was spread further by the tribal heads and police who met with them upon their return. 1/3 of Fiji's population, that is a total of 40,000 people, died. The first significant flu pandemic started in Siberia and Kazakhstan, traveled to Moscow and made its way into Finland and then Poland. By the end of 1890, 360,000 people had died. The 1918 flu was first observed in Europe, the United States, and parts of Asia before swiftly spreading around the world. This flu has resulted in 50 million lives worldwide. Starting in Hong Kong and spreading throughout China and then into the United States, the Asian flu became widespread in England. It claimed 1.1 million lives globally. Those infected by the HIV virus encountered fever, headache, and enlarged lymph nodes upon infection. It destroys T cells. It has claimed 35 million lives globally. SARS is characterized by respiratory problems, dry cough, fever, and headache. It spreads through coughs and sneezes. It is caused by novel coronavirus. The symptoms include respiratory problems, fever, and cough. It spreads through droplets from sneezes. The first reported case in China appeared November 17, 2019.